If you think back to one of the first days of school, when you guys got to choose your own seats, but I gave you conditions on it saying you can't do this or you can do that. And the reason why I did that is because what did I have in mind? I had conditional probability. Conditional probability is the probability that one event happens, and the keyword is given, that the other event is known to happen. So if we go back to our pierced ear problem, what is the probability that you have a male given they have a pierced ear? So what this essentially says is the first thing we have to do is pierced ear had to have happened. So my total isn't 178 anymore, because I'm saying that this pierced ear had to have already occurred. So if I go back up, and of the pierced ear of people that said yes, notice that I have a total of 103. And how many of those are males is 19. So our new total is 103. And then the second thing we're looking at is the males with pierced, and that's 19. So what my probability is, so the probability that they are male given they have a pierced ear is equal to 19 over 103. What is the probability that they're female given they don't have a pierced ear? So I'm going to write this like this. Probability of female given do not have pierced ear. Well, there is a total of 75 people who do not have pierced ears. So the first thing I'm looking at is, okay, how many people do not have pierced ear? And there's a total of 75. And how many of those are female is 4. So females without pierced ears is 4. So that probability is 4 over 75. Students at New Harmony received 10,000 course grades last semester. The two-way table breaks down the grades by which school they were in. You could have been in liberal arts, engineering / physical science, and or you could have been in health and human services. And I define two events, and I say let E be the grade comes from engineering, physical science, and L be the grade is lower than a B. And the first one says, what's the probability of L? So if I'm looking, the grade is lower than a B, I'm looking at this column right here. So that's how many people had below a B, and in the whole entire school, I know that there's 10,000. And if I calculate that out, that is 0.3656. And what this means is there's a 0.3656 probability of selecting a student course grade, a student's course grade that is lower than a B. And then the next problem says find probability of E given the probability of L and the probability of L given that E has already occurred. And they want to know which one of these tend to earn lower grades that the students in liberal arts and social sciences. So let's just go ahead and take a look at probability of E given L's already occurred. And L is lower than a B. So since L's lower than a B, that's our new total. So our new total is 3,656 because that has to happen first before you take a look at event E, which the grade comes from engineering and physical science. And if you look at engineering and physical science, there's only a total of 800. So this is 800 over 3656, and that will give you a probability of 0.219. The next one they ask for is the probability that the grade is lower than a B given it comes from engineering. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at E first. How many engineering kids are there? And that is 368. I'm using this row in orange, plus 432 plus 800. And that will give me a grand total of 1,600. And then it says what's that the grade is lower than a B, but there's 800 of them. So what that is that's 800 over 1,600. And that is a probability of 0.5. So which of these conditional probabilities tells you whether the college's EPS students tend to earn lower grades than students in liberal arts? Well, it would definitely be this one. Because if in problem 1, we said 0.3656 of students earn lower than a B. But the probability of an engineering student earning lower than a B is 0.5. So notice that is it's a big difference. So the probability of L given E gives the probability of getting a lower grade given that the student is studying engineering physical science, because this probability, which is 0.5, is greater than the probability of just getting lower than a B, which was 0.3656. So we can conclude that grades are lower in engineering and physical sciences. And that's generally a pretty true statement in colleges. Usually the math and science courses have a lower GPA than other areas.